my sales job, it just was not working out for me. Of course, I'm new to sales, so I'm not going to be like the most amazing right off the bat, which I totally understand. It's a learning process. That's all good. But the offer I was working for had a lot of unqualified leads, and I just wasn't able to make a lot of sales, and I wasn't making any money. So I felt like I was really putting a lot of time and energy into something that isn't giving me anything in return. And I know people are going to say, like, you can't expect a return right off the bat, but also I just wasn't enjoying myself. So it's not that deep. I'm not going to continue doing something I'm not enjoying and isn't making me money. So I guess the journey continues.
I am officially on my way to quit my job. Am I too excited? Yes, because I'm trying not to be nervous, trying to calm myself down. Oh, I can throw up, but I haven't eaten anything all day. I never, ever thought that I would say that or do that. Or I woke up one day and decided, I don't want to do it anymore. This wasn't a decision I made lightly, obviously. I thought about it, slept on it, prayed on it. And after carefully considering everything, I guess, cited, or if there's one thing I learned, it's that when your environment no longer aligns with your goals, with your growth, with your passion, with your purpose, it's okay to let go. But let's go pack it up.
I did it. I quit my big girl corporate job, and it was a very hard decision, but it was one of the most freeing things I've done for myself in a while. I feel so much lighter. I feel like a weight was lifted off of my shoulders. For a while, I had been stuck on autopilot, just coasting at my job. I wasn't fulfilled, and I knew something had to change. And I feel like in a way I was climbing up the wrong corporate ladder, and I had to get off. And I am just now thinking about how everything in life has been lining up. Last year, probably like 7 months ago, I had a dream apartment, 360 Colorado mountain views. It was my single girl era apartment. It was my cozy little space. I loved that apartment so much, but something in me told me I had to give up that apartment and I had to save. And I did just that. I gave up my apartment. I got a roommate, shout out Carson, and I started saving my money. And now I see it so clearly. That decision put me in a place where I could financially be able to afford to quit my job, right? And I didn't know it at the time, but now it makes perfect sense. And now I'm really excited to be going after a dream that's been in my heart for over 6 years. And I know it doesn't make sense for a lot of people. A lot of people told me to play it safe, don't quit your job, think about the economy, the job market, this and that. And one piece of advice is always just listen to yourself. It may not make sense for other people, but if it makes sense for you, trust it. What I know now is that fear will always be loud, but your inner knowing will always be louder, and you have to trust it. And also you have to think with your brain and your gut. I think we live in a day and age where quitting your job is so romanticized. No one talks about how you have to save, how you just don't quit and quit your job like that. You have to be strategic. You have to be wise. So if you've been thinking about quitting your job for a while, be smart. Be wise, but always trust your inner voice.
Okay, so I quit my job today. I walked out right on the spot because I want to be a full-time content creator, and this is my calling. Guys, I'm kidding. Okay, obviously I want to be a content creator, but not at the expense of my job, right? But I did walk out. I did quit. So basically, I was working this second job because I wanted to save up money and just have something extra for the summer. So I have an internship starting this week, right? So my availability was about to change because I could only work weekends now at this point, and I'm working my internship full time. So management has already been so bad at this job. I did not like almost anyone there. There's a handful of them that I liked, and especially just management just made my life at work so bad. It's just the extra money was just not worth it anymore. So I walk into work today and they put me as a host. I was working at a restaurant, right, as a server, and they put me as a host, and they're like, yeah, so you're going to be hosting today. And I was like, is this because of my availability changed? You're not going to let me be a server anymore? They're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, is this like an indefinite thing? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, no, like, I'm not going to do this. So thank you for your time. I'm done. I'm leaving. They're like, okay. They straight up, he was like, okay, like, this manager, I don't know. So that's why I quit. And obviously I would never quit without a backup plan. I'm not financially irresponsible in that sense where I would just quit because I have bills to pay. Obviously I wouldn't do that. So it's just like, was so frustrating to even be there. So it was like actually like my first time like ever walking out of a job, just quitting on the spot. And just like, you know what? You don't even deserve my 2 weeks. And I have always given my 2-week notice at jobs. Like, I've never job hopped. I've always stayed at a job over 6 months to a year, 2 years, like never like this. So honestly, that was my little story time.
On Monday, I announced that I quit my toxic job and that I was going to live my life. I was granted with that opportunity and I'm taking it. However, by 12 o'clock, I got calls for interviews. I had 2 interviews on Monday and I had an interview yesterday. And I went to them. Now, my problem is I feel like I'm going through withdrawals. I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know if it's buyer's remorse. I don't know if it's that I feel that I need to work. I've worked for so long that I feel like I absolutely have to work. I love being able to do whatever I want. I went to the gym today. I got dressed and I went to the gym. I didn't record it. I will start recording that stuff. But I get to walk Flores. Come here, Flores. I get to walk my baby like all the time. Lilo's over there hiding from her, but I get to be home with them. I get to do literally whatever I want. I can do quite literally whatever I want, but I have this feeling that I need to work. I don't know what it is. I feel like I absolutely have to. And am I the only one that has felt like this after quitting their job? Like, I know it was good for me. I know it's like a weight lifted off my shoulders, but at the same time, I feel like I'm putting like a burden on my husband, like putting my car payment and whatever, even though he's okay with doing it. But it's like, I feel like I'm adding to the plate instead of taking off of the plate. So I don't know. I have like buyer's remorse. I don't know. I don't know. I have to make this work. I need to make this work, like being a full-time content creator, and stop thinking about what I'm not doing. I don't know. It must be a mental thing because I've worked for so long, but yeah, I feel like I have to get up, get dressed, and go to work, and that's it. Which is unfortunate because there's more to life than that. But that is how I'm feeling. Let's see if I can make this work. I have to make it work.
Holy shit, guys. I have made the very hard decision to leave my role. I never loved a job so much or a team so much. It's come down to other factors. I was pouring so much into my role and what I was doing to the point of burnout. And I lost a lot of like the passion and motivation along the way, begging to be seen or like recognized or promoted. And then it just like kind of hit me. Maybe I just need to see my own worth and value and walk away. Maybe this a month ago, 2 months ago, maybe I would have been like, you're crazy. I'm so grateful that I had this like experience so early on in my career. I want to make this as easy as possible for other people. I literally just quit my job. Like, now what? What? We'll fuck around and find out. That's my motto for the rest of 2025. Fuck around and find out. Damn.
Okay.
Hear me out. We go into the office at 8:30 and we leave at 3:30 because that's what we grew up doing in school and that's what they trained us to be used to, and then they just added on this extra time. Why did we get to grow up going to school from 8:30 to 3:30? Then we have extra time to do our extracurricular activities. But now we have to do our extra activities either before work or after work, which is even less time in the day. Like, if we left at 3:30, that would be perfect because then you have an hour and a half or so to go to the gym. And then you can even still be out and about before the sun goes down. When we leave work at 5 or 5:30, the sun is literally down. It's depressing. We just want to crawl in bed and do absolutely nothing. So everybody gets lazier. Everybody gets tired. Everybody gets depressed. I feel like this is a scam.
Another Tuesday in corporate America where I have paused my crash out, put on my corporate drag, and I'm at the office doing character work. All of my personal issues will be resuming once I leave the office around 6 p.m., so stay tuned.
Working a regular 9 to 5, full-time 9 to 5 is so evil. It is so evil, especially if you just start. I just started this job like in September. I only have 8 hours of sick pay. I'm already sick. It's only Tuesday. I can't even take that day off because then I'd have to come back for the rest of the week. I'm very sick right now. I have to wear a mask in the office. My manager looked at me crazy when I told her I wasn't feeling well. She looked at me with disgust. First of all, I understand because any person who comes in the office and they're sick, I be looking at you sideways too. I don't want to get sick, but I am sick. So what am I supposed to do? I can't even get my nails done. Look at that. I can't even get my nails done.
Does anybody else feel like their life is just passing them by because of their job in corporate America? And you try really hard to compartmentalize your life and your job, but you have anxiety. And so everything just meshes together and you end every single day with 15 tasks that you didn't complete. So it just gets pushed the next day, and you're just in this never ending cycle of feeling like you're behind and like you're not doing enough. I'm going insane.
How are y'all dealing with the emotional reality of having to work for the rest of your lives? I genuinely do not know how I'm supposed to do this for 40 more years. I 100% believe I do not have it in me. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Potentially controversial corporate grievance of the day, but I don't need to do virtual team building. I really don't. Like, I have multiple hours today and tomorrow of virtual team building where we have to be on camera. I don't need to. Like, just let me work. And then they're like, send in a picture of your desk. We're gonna play a fun game. It's not gonna be fun. We all know why we're here. Let us just do our job. You know what I mean?
Fuck this job. They literally overwork us. All these deadlines. Oh, everything's due all of a sudden, and they're giving it to us. Oh my God, and not giving us more money, but expecting us to do everything. Like, literally, fuck this job. So over it. I asked my husband today, I said, what do you think if I work at a nice steak restaurant? Like, I'll work. I'm not like trying to quit, but like, fuck this job. Fuck corporate. Literally so over it. And I thought I loved my job. That's what's crazy. And I have a good job. Anybody else?
I don't know why, but these past couple of months, it's been really hard to get up for work. Like, I'm late every day. I'm supposed to be clocking in at 8:15. It's 8:23. The phones turn on for people to call us at 8:30, so I'm just cutting it. I don't know what's been going on. I just feel like I see the life social media people live, or how much money these people can really make, these stay-at-home moms, these girls just cleaning, shopping, like, doing, I'm sorry, nothing. That's nothing. I'm saying as in, like, I'm not saying they're physically not doing anything. They're not doing hard ass work. Yeah, it's hard to edit the videos and shit, but babe, you can get up whenever you want. You don't have to do this 9 to 5. Like, just knowing that people are living that life is killing me. I need to grind, babe. Like, I need to grind. I need to get where I want to be. I mean, thankfully, I don't hate my job. I like it a lot, and the people I work with, for most of the part. So that's what not that hard about getting up. Still keeps me sane because I know, like, okay, I don't hate my job. I gotta be more thankful, this and the fourth. But it annoys me that we're here getting thousands of dollars to just post a video of them putting their groceries away in their fridge, you know? And I'm here clocking into my 9 to 5. It's all gonna change. I'm manifesting it. Enough of that manifestation. Whatever happens will happen because God's gonna take care of me. So now let's go.
Unpopular opinion with a dash of Sunday scaries, but retirement may be completely off the table for people who work in corporate America. Specifically, my fellow Gen Z baddies. Like, if you take a step back and really think about it, we are cooked. Making 6 figures now is essentially amounting to nothing, which is insane to me, especially when you're living in a high cost of living area. Add that on top of the fact that these corporate jobs are no longer giving us pensions. They're making it impossible for you to get promoted so you can make more money because now magically all these Fortune 500 companies are so top heavy. We're spending what little money we have left over from our paychecks, paying off our student loans, and then paying for gas to commute 10 plus hours a week for return to office. Because somehow the boomers think that forcing everyone to abandon their work-life balance just to pay $20 plus a day for lunch or salad is going to miraculously save the economy. Then, to add fuel to the fire, AI enters the chat, eliminating or drastically changing the future of how we work altogether. I just don't see an end in sight. And every single day as the days go on and the Sundays keep coming and the weekends get shorter and shorter and shorter, I understand why people scam. I understand. Thank you all for coming to this meeting.
Cause don't nobody want to work no more. No, we can't find good help. That ain't it. First of all, you right. Nobody wants to work anymore, but can you blame them? You get up, you go to work, you clock in, you making somebody else rich. Not only are you making somebody else rich, you're barely making enough to maintain your life or maintain financial stability. Because when you do get paid, you have to disperse so much money throughout the month that you're left with crumbs. And what do you have to do with those crumbs? You have to make those crumbs last to the next paycheck. Now, who is in the rush to do that? Not to mention, the companies damn near don't even care about you. If you pass away today, they will have you replaced tomorrow, and they probably ain't gonna send no flowers to your funeral, okay? So finding good help. Nobody wants to get up and work in this country when we are getting paid crumbs. A lot of us, if you are a millennial and older, I know you tired. I know your body hurt. I know that you are exhausted from punching that clock. I am 38. About to be 39 in exactly 30 days. I've been working since I was 14. All these young kids have to do is look at a millennial and see how tired we are and understand what they have to look forward to. And they don't have to look very far because a lot of the kids that's 16, 17, 18 years old, their parents are millennials. So they can hear their mom and daddy talking about how tired they are. They can hear their mom and daddy talking bad about the jobs and about the workforce or whatever. Like, they can see the struggle, unfortunately. So why would they go and clock in and give that company 100%? They know better. And I'm so glad they know better, because had I known then what I know now, I would not have been a worker bee at such a younger age. I would have figured out some other shit. And not to mention the millennials that just have so much student loan debt that even if you get the best job you can find, you're going to be paying those student loans for the rest of your life. It's a trap. It's all a trap.
Do y'all remember when I said I had that one-on-one and they were basically trying to say that I was making mistakes, well, between me and that pale-skinned girl? Why I have another one-on-one today, and they talking about some, yeah, Kamira, we realized that wasn't you making mistakes, so we just want to thank you. Oh, really? I could have told you that. Oh, really? It wasn't me? Like, did you really think that was gonna make me sit right there and smile? I been knew that. That's why I don't explain to these people, because my work is always gonna speak for themselves.
The worst thing that can happen to you in corporate America is if a senior manager or someone in leadership calls you buddy. And if they do it right after they showed you how to do something that you didn't know how to do, oh yeah, go ahead and hop on LinkedIn and find a new job. If they call you buddy, then they don't respect you. And it could be for whatever reason. Maybe you look too young. Maybe you're too short. Maybe they heard something about you. The bottom line is they can't see you as someone they can trust with something important. Think of the times that you use buddy. You're probably talking to a little kid or a dog. You don't ever use buddy if you see someone as an equal. Even if it's not intentional, that's probably worse, because that means they're doing it subconsciously. If you want to be petty, what you can do is call him buddy back, but that's a dangerous game.
Hear me out. Hear me out. We go into the office at 8:30 and we leave at 3:30 because that's what we grew up doing in school and that's what they trained us to be used to, and then they just added on this extra time. Why did we get to grow up going to school from 8:30 to 3:30? Then we have extra time to do our extracurricular activities. But now we have to do our extra activities either before work or after work, which is even less time in the day. Like, if we left at 3:30, that would be perfect, because then you have an hour and a half or so to go to the gym. And then you can even still be out and about before the sun goes down. When we leave work at 5 or 5:30, the sun is literally down. It's depressing. We just want to crawl in bed and do absolutely nothing. So everybody gets lazier, everybody gets tired, everybody gets depressed. I feel like this is a scam.
I've came to the realization a bitch just don't want to work. And I hate it. I don't know how people can sit at a job for working 8 hours a day. I don't even know how motherfuckers can work 40 hours a week because I hate it. I literally hate it, especially working for somebody else. Like, if my job offer VTO, we'll be taking it quickly. I don't care because I don't be having the mental capacity to sit at somebody else's job for 8 hours a day. I don't. I have very low attention span, and half of the time I just don't be paying attention. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to work 5 days a week for 8 hours a day. I can't. When my job offer VTO, I take it. Now, I do go to work now, so I don't get in the comments being cute. But it's hard for me, and I don't want to work, these long hours. Working 8 hours a day, it's not giving for me personally. Like, I need something else. Like, I'm dreading. Like, I know I can't be the only person that feel like this, but working is so overrated. I'm sick of it. Like, I feel like this new generation, none of us don't want to work for real like our moms and, moms and dads and grandparents did. They went to work, but nowadays we don't want to work. I want to make money another way because just having to just deal with people, especially if you're in customer service, dealing with customer service, it's a lot. Like, it's just so much, y'all. Like, I just don't know what I want to do. I hate working. I don't enjoy it. I want to make money. I want to make money in other ways. I don't want to go work for nobody. I don't want to clock nobody else's time. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, y'all. I gotta figure this out because, this ain't gonna work much longer. Like, it's not gonna work. I am tired.
One of the biggest challenges of working a 9 to 5 is the fact that every other business around you is only open from 9 to 5. So if you want to go anywhere while you're working, you just can't. It makes sense for corporate businesses whose main kind of customer base is other businesses where they can kind of have a standardized time where they can communicate with each other. But it makes it hard when you're trying to book a doctor's appointment or a hair appointment and all those places also only open from 9 to 5. So the only time you have to go is the weekends. But the issue is they're not open on the weekends. So the only way you can actually go to them is if you take off or you just kind of leave in the middle of work. And I haven't gotten a haircut in like 3 months now because I just couldn't find the time. And the only place I get my haircut at is in Tampa, and I live like 30 minutes away. So I have to intentionally go out of my way to drive to Tampa to get a haircut. But they close by the time my work finishes. So I just can't go. And I've been busy on the weekend, so I haven't been able to go. But I'm finally getting a haircut today. It's a Saturday, and I finally found time. So I'm gonna chop all this crap. It's so annoying. It's always in my eyes. But it makes me wonder if most of these 9 to 5 businesses make the majority of their revenue from, I guess, unemployed people. So it's either people who are not working a typical 9 to 5 hours or are unemployed, or maybe business owners because they kind of have the freedom to do, set their own time. I saw this post somewhere that said that in the past, that business model, the 9 to 5 business model worked because it would allow stay-at-home moms to kind of, go to these businesses and give them money. But nowadays, that kind of stay-at-home mom kind of model is not really a thing anymore. And most households need to have double income to, support themselves. So I don't know, it just doesn't seem like it works as well. And I wonder if these businesses make as much money as they might have had in the past. I don't know. It's just a minor inconvenience. And also, I'm just curious.
Number 4, why I hate 9 to 5 jobs is because when I was an aerospace engineer, my daily take-home pay was like $300 if you average it out over 2 weeks. And my problem isn't with that actual number. My problem is with how you increase that number or the options available to increase that number. So if I just become an amazing employee and come up with some crazy invention or something that makes the company $100 million a year more in profit somehow by being some sort of genius, I'm not, but let's just say I was, what would I get in return for that? A pat on the back, maybe a little certificate, but you wouldn't see anything other than maybe a slight little raise. As an employee, your pay is not directly tied to the performance of the business. And while yes, little things exist here and there like bonuses or profit sharing, that's not the norm. The only way to make more money as an employee or an engineer is to either one, job hop a bunch and be disloyal to any company that you go to, that you work for, and just try to bump your salary up that way, or two, you just have to wait a really long time, a couple decades, and hope that the wage increases you get outpace the level of inflation. But guess what? They probably won't. This is my problem with being an engineer and just 9-to-5 employment in general, and that's why I escaped it 5 years ago. You are not fairly compensated for the value that you provide to whoever you work for. Not just that, but your options for increasing that compensation are pretty much non-existent.
Okay, so I just want to say this. When you out here working towards achieving your dream lifestyle, make sure that you don't confuse the lifestyle of somebody who don't have a lot of responsibilities with the lifestyle of somebody who makes a lot of money. A lot of these people who be showing you, like, regardless what type of lane you in, regardless if you are a full-time content creator, if you make a lot of money, a lot of these people that's showing you this lifestyle where they just get up and go, they just work 2 days a week, they don't work that much, they just shop. These are people who don't have a lot of responsibilities, because if you have a lot of things that you got to take care of, your life is not get up and go. If you have student loans, if you have kids, if you have real responsibilities, you're not just about to be living this carefree life of leisure, regardless how much money you make. So make sure that you understand that when you watching alternative lifestyles, that everybody has different expenses, everybody has different, circumstances. Like, everybody is different. So make sure you know that.
If someone asked me what is the best thing I did for myself and my mental health, it would be take a sabbatical. Some people call it fun employed. Some people call it taking an adult gap year. But take a break from working. It'll change your life forever. I quit my job June of 2022, and I just started working January of this year. And when I tell you, everyone needs a break. Y'all have to understand, we have been doing this for a very, very long time. To pull back, your body is going to go through so much. You can do whatever you want with your sabbatical. The only thing I wanted to do really was rest. I did do a little bit of traveling. I spent a lot of time with family and friends, spent a lot of time with my son, just being home all the time. It was such a nice little break. Currently, I'm already making my plan for my sabbatical for 2027. So I'll tell you what's the secret to saving up the FU money to finally quit your job. Number one, I feel like becoming debt-free helped me. I was debt-free the first time. I'm going to be debt-free the second time thanks to bankruptcy. You can't pay off debt. It's not a big deal, but I will say pay up some of your bills. I paid up my phone bill for 2 years. I paid up my car insurance for 6 months. And last but not least, you're going to have to be on a strict budget now so you don't have to be on a strict budget later. I wasn't playing. Don't overspend. You might have to miss out on some stuff, but that's okay. You got a bigger goal in mind.
So today I wanted to talk about when you have purpose in your life, it's easy to get complacent and comfortable with your circumstances around you and not really push yourself to your highest calling, your greater calling. And I really wanted to shed some light on that because I'm kind of in that transition period right now in my life where I have a really good job with good pay and good benefits and room to grow, and like not only room to grow as far as like career speaking, but room to grow financially. And it's a really good deal, like even room to like expand on your education. And I have been taking all of these things into really deep thought and just really contemplating like if this is really a good move. Do I really want to quit? Like, this is a good job, the money is pretty decent, but at the cost of what? You know what I mean? At the cost of my mental health, at the cost of, me pushing down my dreams and my goals that I personally have for my life. So, yeah, like, it's interesting too, because God will put something in your life and give you something, and you will feel like, shoot, why leave something that's already good? Don't, what is it? The saying goes where don't fix what's not broke. I believe that's the saying. If I'm wrong, drop it in the comments, which I'm sure you guys will. But yeah, it's kind of like don't fix what's not broke. And that's kind of what I'm applying to this situation now. But deep down within myself, I know that I have a greater calling over my life and a greater purpose over my life. And what if I never really take those ventures to really see it through? What if, I actually do continue this blind walk of faith and trusting myself and trusting the vision that God planted in my head and trusting the plan that God has over my life, and it really exceeds my expectations. Like it turns out greater than what I can even fathomly imagine. And I think about that. I really do. Like, I've been thinking about it a lot. And I feel like the signs that's been given to me has been really prominent. Like, it's little nudges, I feel like, that God has just been pushing me. The universe has just given me these signs, whether it's through angel numbers, conversation with people. The fact that my page right now has been going up in views, and not only one video went viral, but two. But now I'm on my third video on my page where it has went viral. And I feel like that in itself, to me, I'm taking that as a sign. Like, okay, well, you clearly are capable of doing this. Some people are still working towards going viral. My following has been growing slowly but surely. So that's something else that I've been taking into account and I'm noticing. And I really just want to keep that momentum going. And the fact that my video falls under For You page, it makes me feel like, okay, well, you're not doing this for nothing. And maybe I'm supposed to be selected to be that one person to encourage another person. And by documenting this whole journey of me preparing to quit my job and eventually quitting my job is to inspire others and to push others to bet on yourself. I feel like I'm betting on myself, because in my mind, I know what I see. In my mind, I know what I believe. I know what I'm capable of. In my spirit, I know what I'm capable of. And that's just something that's unshakable for me, something I just can't overlook. And I got to see this through. I got to see this through. I don't know how everything is going to lay out for me. I don't know the layout of everything. I don't know how everything's going to fall into place for me. But I do know that I'm meant for greatness. I do know that I'm meant to inspire others and motivate others and potential, live my life to the fullest potential, and really touch every dream and gold mine that I'm seeking after, and that I'm more than capable of doing so. That's what I do know. That's what I do know. And doors are about to open for me. And the fact that I have been getting such great engagement, and the fact that I've been getting and receiving such great engagement from you guys and just from strangers, just showing me so much love and support, just furthermore lets me know that I am definitely in alignment. I am definitely on the right path, and doors are about to open. So, yeah, stay tuned. Stay tuned, because something is brewing. Don't know what it is yet. I don't know what it is yet, but it's something fucking great. And we're gonna fucking find out. We're gonna fuck around and find out.